Time to do a public service campaign promoting Whitesboro as a great community. On the line right now is the mayor of Whitesboro, who was featured on that, Mayor Pat O'Connor. Good morning, sir. This has been hell for you. I know this last few weeks has just been hell. I assume, anyway.
$3.85 yesterday.
What was that?
I paid $1.85 in gas yesterday.
Oh, you did? Where'd you pay that?
Out towards Fonda.
Okay. What
the
is
direction of Mohawk Honda.
The direction of Mohawk Honda, $1.85.
Well, you've hit every benchmark this morning.
Yes, that's exactly right. Okay, there, Mayor O'Connor. Boy, they twisted you around and cut out the good things you said and just left you saying the things they wanted you to say yesterday.
Well, we've talked about this. They have an agenda. Their agenda is comedy, but could it have been much, much, much worse? Yes, it certainly could have been.
Certainly could have been, yeah.
And that was our thought process in the beginning of agreeing to do this. We still feel that from the outset, this was a no-win situation. Whatever it is we did, someone was going to be upset, someone was going to have something to say. But you know what? We made our decisions. We didn't decide to change anything because of a show. We had our vote, and shortly after the vote, I think a lot of people that may not have known it was national news to begin with really got a full dose of it once the vote went through to keep the seal. So we had people as recent as the following night show up to our meeting that voiced that they were in full support of keeping the seal.
Yeah.
But, asked about a possible redraw to make it look more modern and graphically specific so that it could depict something better.
I have to say that yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I have to say that I for the first time, saw the original logo, and I know this sounds awful, but I think I like that one better. And I know that there were challenges to that back in the 70s, but that looked more like a wrestling match to me.
Well, you mean the one in the 1800s?
Yeah, the one the one before the one we currently have, I guess, is that one looked. I don't know why that was changed. I understand, but it looked like a wrestling match to me. It looked more authentic. This one looked like a kid drew it. That one looked.
Yeah, it was a little more authentic.
Yeah.
But in that one, the hands were clearly around the neck.
Yeah,
clearly around the neck.
They were, but it didn't to me look like. And even the woman that was interviewing you, who just manipulated the editing process, said, I kind of like that logo better than the current one. But either way, so what we learned last night is that I think this is a great PR way to go, and I understand everybody's saying, listen, that we can't be overly politically correct. This is ridiculous. But at the same time, what a positive to come out of this for Whitesboro if everybody works together and comes up with a seal that everybody says, you know what? I mean, there'd be nothing better than having a NIDA endorsement on your seal. Then you're set. You don't have to worry about anybody's complaints.
Well, this, and I saw the editorial in the OD. This isn't being done because of the OD. This isn't being done because of the Daily Show. So as I was saying, we had a bunch of residents come out and come to our meeting, voice their opinion that they voted to keep the seal, but, wanted to redraw. And then the calls started to filter in as the national media beat this to death, essentially.
Yeah.
People that wanted to keep it said the history was important to them, but they weren't really privy to how big it was on a national level until after the news broke that they voted to keep it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I did receive contact from a member of the White family, a fifth great-grandson, about the whole situation. Spoke at length with him, and he was happy and humbled that the residents wanted to keep the history the way it was, obviously, because it's near and dear to him. He's a relative of
a
founder, and he voiced his concern that, obviously he doesn't know or never knew his fifth great grandfather, but had to believe that he would not want it to be his legacy that the village of Whitesboro was pointed at as the most racist community in the nation, because he knows that not to be true.
Yeah, and
we all know that not to be true.
I had thought about when I think 2 weeks ago when this first broke, we said, what would Hugh White say today? And based on the history that's been handed down over the years, I can't imagine that Hugh White would want to be remembered for his village being racist. And very interesting that somebody from the family came out. I mean, that's pretty big to speak with you.
So it is big, and this just goes to show people that things go on in government and in life that the media doesn't know about, and it's not something certainly we were keeping from the media, but I don't need to call the media every time I have a conversation with a resident about this issue that wants to change their mind, or a relative of Mr. White, or the United Indian Nation. Certainly, we have no problem keeping people informed, but, it's almost like if you don't let them know what you're doing every single step of the way, they're going to say what they want to say, they're going to do what they want to do, and that's okay. You'll have your local radio show beat you up for a couple weeks over it.
Well, listen, and while it might feel like being beaten up, I think what comes out of this, and believe me, I've been ripped on over just talking about this, saying, there was one woman that said I started the whole thing. Well, clearly that's not true. And it's not even close to true.
She said that you tipped off the Daily Show to it.
Not even close.
Why would we give that up?
Right.
The Daily Show didn't start this.
That was mine. Hey, took it.
This has been going on for a while.
It's been going on for a long time. And the way I think out of this is don't look at this as being politically correct. Look at this as creatively, strategically taking advantage of a situation to further the cause of people learning about Whitesboro and what it really represents and what it represents about the people who live there.
In one of the 7,000 interview clips throughout the whole process, that's something I said from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That we hoped something good came out of it. Was it the most conventional way to go about it? No. I got to tell you, I laid awake at night when this whole thing started, thinking of every different scenario, and every different scenario there was a huge negative attached to it. I'm not going to apologize for the residents of our village for keeping the seal. I'm fortunate enough to be the mayor of the best village in the state and the nation, in my opinion, with the pride and tradition that people have, and the community pride that they have, and it's one of those things you'll look at it and you move on from it.